all you wild bloodsuckers out there. Your two favorite wild uncles are back here for Cinephellas. I am Count Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I am Henry Lestat. And we are back tonight and we are talking about the AMC adaptation, the second season of Anne Rice's, you know, best-selling novels, and now it's been adapted by AMC. It's the second season of Interview with a Vampire.
I want to know, for me, what happened between us. I want to tell the real story.
That's right. These two wild rascals are huge Anne Rice fans, and I like how they're building this whole like monster verse, Anne Rice verse on AMC, which is really cool with the Mayfair Witches and other shows coming out. It's really interesting. But this is my favorite. Love the last season, the first season, of course, with Jacob Anderson playing Louis, and then you had Sam Reed playing Lestat, which I thought they were both incredible. This
Yes.
season two, is more with Daniel, played by Eric Bogosian, the interviewer, the writer, basically, talking to Louis and his boyfriend.
That's right. His boyfriend, Armand, also a vampire, of course. It's the two of them. And then, of course, we have Claudia, like you mentioned. And here we are in the second season. The first episode deals with them back in during like World War II, looking for vampires at that time. It's kind of a cool look of Claudia and Louis in that world and in Europe and finding vampires and turning vampires out of soldiers and whatnot that were fighting in the war. But then really the season goes into the meat and potatoes of what the rest of the seven episodes are, and it all revolves around this theater for vampires where this coven of vampires are performing basically for the public, the unwitting public who doesn't really know that they're actually really vampires and are actually witnessing, people actually getting turned to vampires on stage. And that's where we bring in, one of my favorites of the year in a great role playing Santiago, the actor Ben Daniels, who like steals the scenes like right away. That's what I noticed right away. I was like, man, I had to look him up. I had in mind some other older actor, and I couldn't put my finger on it, so I had to look it up. And it's Ben Daniels, who's been in some other shows and movies.
The Exorcist, I was telling you about, played
That's
Father
right.
Marcus. Incredible series that nobody watched and got canceled on Fox because that network sucks. But incredible series. He played a priest in that. He's been in a few other things I've seen him, but
Hmm.
he was definitely the best part of season two of Interview for sure.
That was
I
great.
thought
Yeah.
he outshined Louis, outshined the other, Armand and Lestat. He was spooky looking too, like the contacts he wears as a vampire, they're like yellow eyes,
Yeah.
and he just controlled the crowd at the theater. They put on these shows, and he just controlled everybody, and it was just amazing.
It was terrific. It was actually like witnessing the play there and the way he was able to, put on the play here and act on screen was amazing. It was actually like if you went to a play and we're watching somebody that had been doing a run of this for years and was like, the best of the best acting that you've seen, he was doing this and he was the leader of the group too on stage and, eventually Claudia gets involved in the production too. And that's one of the reasons I haven't read about it, but I think that's why Claudia got recast this season because Claudia here is part of this theater group and she actually has to do some singing and dancing and performing on the stage. So I'm guessing that maybe the last actress, didn't have the singing voice that this Claudia did. But honestly, I couldn't really tell the difference. Like they played the part pretty much the same as how I'd remember Claudia from last season. She's a little older in this. She's a little different. But yeah, I got to do her like singing and dancing and theater work in this second season. Still in the background, we have Louis here, and he's still dealing with the aftermath of season one and obviously what him and Claudia ended up, what happened with Lestat at the end there, still dealing with the aftermath of that. And just when you think Lestat's out of the picture, he's not quite out of the picture. He comes back in the second season, which I was very happy with because that actor that plays Lestat, Sam Reed, Lestat de Lioncourt. He's just fantastic in this role. He owns the role, as does Louis. The two of them together are, great casting, and I love the two of them together. Unlike Louis and Armand.
Yeah, Louis and Armand just didn't work for me. Didn't
No.
work for me. I didn't buy the actor playing Armand. Of course, I love Antonio Banderas from the movie. I thought it was more true to the book, and this one not so much. And yeah, I just didn't care for the actor. Not really likable in any way. Bringing Lestat back brought the heart and the love and the passion back into it, and it was really great seeing them together and seeing the ultimate demise of some characters. Claudia being one, staying pretty true to the book there, and what happens to her characters and other people. The coven getting picked off one by one, taken out, and
Mm.
it was awesome with what happens with Louis at the end.
Yeah, that was a great way to end. Those final batch episodes, those last two or three were pretty phenomenal, to say the least. I enjoyed Eric Bogosian as Daniel Molloy in this too, because he starts learning more, and he has other sources that are giving him information about what actually happened, and like he's able to pick apart like the bullshit stories that Armand and Louis are telling him. He kind of knows some details, and he brings those up later in the season, and it causes some things to change and the story to move forward. We'll say, especially with Malloy's character, it was cool to see him, end up where he ends up at the end of the season. We won't spoil anything, but by the end of this season, he finishes the book. So you kind of find out about that and how it's released and where these characters end up. And I was happy to find out that they renewed the show for season three, right around the time that they released that last episode. And after watching that last episode, I definitely want more the way things ended up. And I don't know anything about the books like you do. I've never read them, so you probably know where it's going to go from here. But
Of
it
course I do.
just yeah, it seems like a kind of like a clean slate for these characters, and the world's going to open up, and it's going to be fun to follow. It's going to be I was looking into a little bit about the next kind of story, what they're following, and it sounds like we're going to get more focus again on Lestat. So that's cool by me.
Vampire Lestat, the best book in the series, in my opinion.
Oh,
Going to
awesome.
when Lestat was a rock star, and they go into his crazy life, and maybe Louis might show up again. I don't know, but yeah, my favorite book. So I think that's the
Cool.
way they're going to go with the next season, which I love. I love Sam Reed as Lestat, but I'd like to see a Tom Cruise cameo. That'd be awesome
Oh
if he would
yeah.
show up. Being in the original movie playing Lestat. But yeah, I'm excited to see where they take this. I thought the season two was pretty good. Dragged a little bit in some episodes, not as compelling compared to the first season, but I still had a good time with this. Ben Daniels being the standout performance playing Santiago, and what he does with this character, it's really unsettling. And of course, Jacob Anderson, Sam Reed are always fantastic, and them being back together in this season, really brought life and excitement back to towards the end. Had a pretty decent time with it. Didn't love it as much as season one, so I'm gonna give season two of Interview with a Vampire. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Ben Daniels hair pieces.
I agreed with everything that you said too. Ben Daniels was awesome, as was everybody in this. I really appreciated his performance as that vampire. Such a great presence on stage there. He really inhabited that role, made it exciting. There were some great gory scenes towards the end there. I loved all the practical effects there. And yeah, I had a pretty good time with this season. Like you said, the first season's overall stronger. This one had a couple towards the middle that were, slower and slowed it down, the momentum it had. But the last couple episodes were great, and I'm fully on board for season three. So with that being said, I'm gonna give season two of Interview with the Vampire. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 Louis de Pointe du Lac hair pieces.
So I want to hear from all you wild bloodsuckers out there. What did you like about Interview with the Vampire season two? What didn't you like about it? Which season do you like better? First season or second season? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to stab, subscribe. Check out these wild uncles on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
That's right. And Anne Rice, God rest her soul. She has a lot of books still out there, a lot of stories to be told. I know we're getting another season of Mayfair Witches, reviewed the first season of that. And I believe there's another show that's being developed right now that's going to release here. I want to say towards the end of the year. I can't remember what it is, but it's another one of Anne Rice's novels. So this whole Anne Rice universe is really heating up, and I'm glad to see people are watching it. And yeah, can't wait for season 3 of Interview with the Vampire. It's going to be fun, especially going by what you said about the book being the best and about old Lestat being a rock star. That sounds pretty awesome. So can't wait to see how it turns out. Thank you guys for watching our review of the second season of Interview with the Vampire. And until the next time, I'm Uncle Henry Lestat.
And I'm Count Logan Myers signing out to the next Stevie review. Cheers!